It scared me and made me sad. It was almost inconceivable that that many people were being killed and we were watching it on TV. But my first thoughts were for my friends who lived in New York and their children. And I couldn't get through on the phone. And as it turned out, later that night I talked to them both. Everybody was fine. Their kids were fine. But in their neighborhoods, all sorts of dust and papers were flying around. Little papers that people had left on their desk in the Twin Towers had flown all the way over to Brooklyn. Things like, while you were out, someone called. And it really brought home how no one was ever going to call those people or be able to ever again. So mostly it made me sad.
Well, it affected me in a number of ways. First, I was shocked, angry, um, confused. In looking at the television, I just couldn't believe that something like that was happening anywhere in the world, not let alone in New York and in the United States. Um, but basically, I was just pretty confused in how we were going to deal with it.
The thing that I remember the most about 9/11 was uh, it was a normal September blue sky day, and I was cleaning the stove, and my sister in law called and said, "Turn on the news. Somebody's bombing the World Trade Center." I think she thought it was a bomb because it had just happened. And I turned on the television set and I thought it was a hoax. I'm watching the footage and listening to the news reporters, and it was so surreal that I didn't think it was real. And I watched the second plane hit the second tower, and I was in shock and sick to my stomach. And I remember the news reporter saying, "Oh my God, oh my God."
9/11 affected me in a strange way, in that I couldn't believe what was happening on the television about 9 a.m. that morning. I just didn't want to believe that something so tragic and so evil could come about. So I was very confused with different emotions that day.